Well, it has been 8 weeks since the fateful attack by Hamas launched Israel into a war against the militant organization. This as Qatar and the US, along with Hamas, confirmed an extension of the truce in Gaza by 2 more days. Well, Israel has released a new list of 50 women Palestinian prisoners to be freed following the extension announcement. The tally of Israeli hostages released by Hamas under the now extended 6-day truce stands at 50, along with 19 other hostages of various other nationalities. Israel, meanwhile, released 33 Palestinian prisoners on Monday, which brings the total tally to 150. Qatar, who has been a key mediator between Israel and Hamas, confirmed these developments. This while 200 trucks which are carrying humanitarian aid reached Gaza on Monday. The aid convoy also carried 4 containers of diesel and 4 containers of cooking gas, which was transferred from Egypt to the United Nations. Well, the US has welcomed the extension of the truce with confirmation on a multi-nation task force to counter funding for Hamas and other militant groups in the region. Take a listen.
Of course, we welcome the announcement just a little bit ago, I think last hour or so, by Qatar, that the humanitarian pause in Gaza, now in its 4th day, will be extended for another 2 days through Thursday morning Israel time. This humanitarian pause has already brought a halt to the fighting, together with a surge of humanitarian assistance.
Well, U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken is set to return this week to Israel and other nations for a 3rd time since the war began. The State Department has confirmed that Blinken will be traveling to Israel and the West Bank following a meeting on the Russia-Ukraine war, which is scheduled for Tuesday. Blinken will also be traveling to Brussels on Wednesday for a NATO foreign ministers meet there. On the other hand, Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi is set to travel to New York this Wednesday to chair a UN Security Council meeting on the crisis in Gaza. Well, China currently holds presidency for UN Security Council and is expected to join a coalition of Arab states in calling for a permanent ceasefire in Gaza. Iranian President Ebrahim Raisi is also scheduled to visit Turkey and meet with the Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan today. Rapprochement between Tehran and Ankara has deepened over the mutual condemnation of Israeli strikes on Gaza. Following his controversial endorsement of alleged anti-Semitic remarks on the social media site X, Elon Musk paid a visit to Israel where he toured a kibbutz attacked by Hamas last month. The billionaire was seen at the site with Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu. Now, during his meeting with Musk, Israeli President Isaac Herzog brought up the heavy anti-Semitic presence on X, telling Musk that it was unfortunate that the platform he leads housed a huge reservoir of hatred against the Jews. Take a listen.
Unfortunately, we are inundated by anti-Semitism, which is Jew hate, and Jew hate impacts the entire notion of behavior of human beings in so many places around the world, and you have a huge role to play, and I think we need to fight it together, because under the platforms which you lead, unfortunately, there's a harboring of a lot of old hate, which is Jew hate, which is anti-Semitism.
Well, experts from the United Nations, meanwhile, have called for a thorough independent probe of alleged war crimes committed in Gaza by either Israel or militant group Hamas. UN representatives issued a joint statement in Geneva on Monday calling for resources, support and access to be granted to the independent investigators for a prompt, thorough and impartial probe into the alleged crimes in Gaza. Well, the German government has confirmed that it will financially aid Israel in reconstructing communities destroyed by Hamas's attack on October 7th. During a visit on Monday to Kibbutz Be'eri, German president said that his country would provide 7 million euros, which is close to $7.6 million for the kibbutz in 2024. Take a listen.
You know, the ruins behind us, they are the silent witness of what had happened here. And It's not easy to find the words to describe what we heard from those who have the knowledge and those who were witnessing the deeds, the murders, the killings, the rapes of the Hamas here on the 7th of October.
Lebanese militant group Hezbollah has also stated that it will compensate for damaged residents across the border with Israel. The Israeli troops and Hezbollah militants clashed along the border October 8th onwards, stoking fears that the Hamas-Israel war in the Gaza Strip will spill over into the rest of the region. One of Israel's 4 state-mandated health organizations, Clalit Health Services, has stated that demand for anti-anxiety medication has also soared in the wake of the Israel-Hamas war. The HMO has said that the number of prescriptions for psychiatric drugs, namely shots, up by 11% in October as compared to September. Another one of the 4 organizations, Maccabi, has reported a 20% rise, along with an increase in the number of appointments sought to mental health practitioners in the wake of the ongoing war between Israel and the militant group Hamas.